Yes, I'm back. And right now I'm talking about Versace. Um, I believe they're getting sued for discrimination because a former employee claims that Versace used a code word for when black customers entered the store. But let's go ahead and roll this clip.
The Bay Area Versace store is at the center of a shocking lawsuit, one that claims black customers were racially profiled every time they entered a Livermore store. KPX5's Kate Kagarin on the special code the manager allegedly used for one particular group of customers. Kate?
Well, Veronica, that's right. That's what it all comes down to, this special code that the lawsuit alleges Versace had for certain customers, African American customers. According to court documents, 23-year-old Christopher Sampiro is suing Versace. He claims that when he started working at the outlet store in Livermore, a manager told him about a special code they used in the store. Whenever an employee saw an African-American customer walk in, the suit alleges the employee was supposed to say D410. That's the code Versace uses to classify black-colored clothing. And that code was supposed to give all employees a heads up that an African-American was in the store. The court documents say Sampiro let his manager know he was a quarter black, and that manager then started treating him differently.
The fact that there is an allegation just is going to look bad for the company, but if it is true, I think that's definitely bad for anyone who's worked with the brand. Or it's just a bad look overall. I think if that's true, then they should definitely have like an overhaul in the company and think about ways to improve their diversity.
Sampiro claims he was fired 2 weeks after, and he was told he did not, quote, understand luxury. In a statement to TMZ, Versace denies the allegations and says, "We do not tolerate discrimination on the basis of race, national origin, or any other characteristic protected by our civil rights laws." Versace did add that they strongly believe in equal opportunity as an employer. We know that the case is moving through the system, and there will be a meeting next year in March. Reporting live in Livermore, Veronica, back to you.
Okay, what more did you find out? Were you able to speak to any employees inside the store?
Well, Veronica, when I was inside the store, no employees would speak to me, or at least weren't allowed to talk to me. In fact, we were actually kicked off the property.
All right, Kate Kagarin live for us tonight in Livermore. Kate, thank you.
Well, that's normal. That I told y'all, the white supremacists, it's all about codes. A code of conduct. They're all on code to subjugate black people and to keep dominating. Because that's all white supremacy is about. It's like I told y'all millions of times. There's no logic to white supremacy. It's all about being dominant. Just like that alt-white, aka alt-white, those devils, Richard Spencer. That's what he said. He said, we don't care if we have to go the illegal route. We're just all about dominancy. That's what white supremacy is about. But I've been told y'all they use code words because this is nothing new. Lee Atwater introduced codes with the Southern Strategy in the early 1980s. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Here's how I would approach that issue as a statistician or a political scientist, or no, as a psychologist, which I'm not, is how abstract you handle the race thing. In other words, you start out, now y'all don't quote me on this. You start out in 1954 by saying nigger, nigger, nigger. By 1968, you can't say nigger. That hurts your backfire, so you say stuff like forced busing, states' rights, and all that stuff. And you're getting so abstract now, you're talking about cutting taxes, and all of these things you're talking about are totally economic things, and the byproduct of them is blacks get hurt worse than whites. And subconsciously, maybe that is part of it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if it is getting that abstract and that coded, that we're doing away with the racial problem one way or the other. You follow me? because obviously sitting around saying we want to cut taxes, we want to cut this, and we want is much more abstract than even the busing thing, and a hell of a lot more abstract than never living, you know. So any way you look at it, race is coming on the back burner.
You heard that. And they later tried to put out that bullshit ass narrative. Well, he later took it back and apologized. Stop. Once a white supremacist, always a white supremacist. Motherfuck Lee Atwater. I hope he's resting in peace. But anyway, black people, they're still gonna go to Versace. Still gonna spend unnecessary money on material bullshit, which is fueling capitalism, which fuels white supremacy. Just like a Banner said in the song, Louis hates niggas, Gucci hates niggas, Tommy Hilfiger Ben said fuck niggas. But black people still wear that shit. Still brag about it. Still shit on other black people if they're not wearing that high priced coonery. White people don't even wear that shit like that. I barely see white people wearing Versace, Gucci, Louis, Prada, all that coonery. It's always Negroes. Self-hating, low self-esteem Negroes. Because that's really why you buy all that bullshit. Because your self-esteem is so low. You hate being black so much. You need material things to make you happy. That's all it is. I read this stat last week, since we're talking about wealth right now, a little bit. Black people buy Mercedes Benz 75% more than Europeans, but Europeans own 75% of the wealth. Let me repeat that fuckery again. Black people buy Mercedes Benz 75% more than Europeans, but Europeans own 75% of the wealth. That's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. That's how our people are, unfortunately. We get white money and give it right back at the mall, and then wonder why we're losing from a political, social, and economic demographic. But then we want to cry about racism and white supremacy. But you spending all that unnecessary money is fueling white supremacy. And until we understand that, until we get on code and start boycotting economically and empowering ourselves and getting the economic base, we're going to stay in the position we're in right now, which is the losing position. And eventually we're going to die out. But that's all I wanted to share with y'all. Links in the description about the Versace case. Get in the comments, like, subscribe, share the video.